part 1, I described blue sapphire as a gemstone unlike any other, one where classical texts say results can appear within hours of wearing. Positive result if it suits you, deeply disruptive ones if it does not. Now comes the most important part, the knowledge that determines which of these outcomes you experience. Sarvebhyo Namaskaraha, I am Dr. Archana Murthy, a professional astrologer and Vastu consultant, and you're on my channel where I share authentic and structured knowledge about Jyotish Shastram. In part 1, we explored Shani's energy and iconography, blue sapphire's scientific and classical nature, its sources and classical names, and the qualities of a good stone. Now comes the crucial part, identifying the flaws to avoid, understanding the correct ritual, and knowing the traditional benefits. Let us begin. A flawed blue sapphire is not merely ineffective. According to traditional texts, different flaws are associated with different negative results. This precision in gemology is worth understanding carefully. These flaws fall into 3 broad categories: appearance, inclusions, and structural defects. Understanding these categories makes problematic stones easier to identify. Now let's look at the appearance related flaws. Dullness. A blue sapphire that appears lifeless, earthy, or lacks inner luminosity is considered inauspicious. Traditional gemology considers this a weak stone that cannot properly channel Saturn's energy. A stone with a hazy, milk-like quality within the blue is considered unsuitable. This type of stone is often linked to confusion and lack of clarity in life. A stone with patches of yellow-green or greenish tones within the blue is considered inauspicious and linked to instability. A rough surface indicates structural weakness and is traditionally avoided. The second category, spots and inclusions. A red-toned inclusion within a blue sapphire is considered highly inauspicious. Classical texts associate this with health concerns and misfortune, whereas the black spots are considered particularly harmful, traditionally linked to fear, anxiety, disturbed peace of mind, and obstacles in life. A stone with white patches is said to diminish vitality and may affect the health of the wearer. Such stones are considered weak and unsuitable for prescription. Tiny sand-like inclusions scattered within the stone are linked to financial instability and loss. Now the third type of defect is structural defects. A sapphire with visible internal cracks is associated with disease and instability, both physical and financial. A stone that appears to have layers within, as though 2 stones are joined together, is considered unsuitable and linked to relationship disharmony. Holes or cavities on the surface or within the stone are associated with loss of wealth and prosperity. Long, veil-like internal inclusions weaken the stone's effectiveness. Classical texts describe prominent ones as disruptive. In Vedic astrology, gemstones are considered mediums that channel planetary energy. A flawed stone disrupts that transmission, and with Saturn's energy, disturbances are believed to manifest very quickly. Now let's understand the correct method of wearing blue sapphire. Because of its strong Saturn connection, the wearing ritual is taken very seriously. Blue sapphire is traditionally set in gold or panchaloha. Some classical sources also recommend silver. The setting should be open at the back so that the rays pass through. The gemstone should ideally be at least 5 carats in weight for full effect. Blue sapphire is worn on the middle finger, the finger of Saturn on the right hand. A blue sapphire should be worn for the first time on a Saturday. Before wearing, the ring should be immersed in cow's milk, then cleansed with Gangajal or clean water. With a calm and focused mind, take a sankalpa, an affirmation, a conscious intention for wearing this gemstone. Then recite the Shani mantra. When worn correctly and by the right individual, classical texts describe the following benefits of blue sapphire: mental clarity, focus, and sharp intellect, career stability, and professional recognition, success in disciplined or technical fields, relief from prolonged obstacles and delays. This is why Neelam can feel transformative when it truly suits the chart. Blue sapphire is particularly associated with legal success and justice prevailing, protection from enemies and hidden adversaries, improved finances and removal of poverty, success in Saturn-related fields, law, medicine, research, engineering, real estate, and administrative service. It is said to enhance concentration and meditative ability, strengthen discipline and the capacity for sustained effort, bring recognition after long periods of hard work. Classical texts also describe Neelam as a stone of longevity and protection, particularly when Saturn is naturally strong in the chart. Now, coming to the medicinal uses, traditional Ayurvedic texts describe Neela Bhasma in relation to conditions associated with Saturn's afflictions, chronic nervous system conditions, bone and joint ailments, skin disorders, conditions related to the large intestine. Traditional texts also connect it with fear, agitation, and nervous exhaustion. And this is something I genuinely feel it needs to be said. Blue sapphire is without question the gemstone most frequently worn incorrectly and most frequently blamed when things go wrong. I regularly speak to people who wear a blue sapphire because someone told them their Saturn Mahadasha has begun. No chart was seen, no placements were analyzed, no house ownership was checked, and later the gemstone itself gets blamed. In classical Jyotisha, this is not acceptable practice. The complete chart, its strength, house ownership, placements, aspects, and the nature of the period running must always be considered. I have explained the full methodology of gemstone prescription in a separate video. You can find the link in the description. This completes our two-part series on blue sapphire and Vedic astrology. From the nature of Shani, the planet of karma and discipline, to understanding this extraordinary gemstone in its scientific and classical dimensions, to the flaws that make a stone unsuitable to the correct ritual and the traditional benefits. You now have a structured foundation to approach blue sapphire with the knowledge it deserves. But remember, a gemstone should never be worn casually. It must be selected based on your unique horoscope, ideally with the guidance of a qualified Vedic astrologer. Well, with knowledge comes awareness. With awareness comes insight. It is this Jyotishashram insight that helps you plan your life better, with clarity and understanding. If you found this useful, you may consider sharing it with someone who might benefit from it. And if you're interested in learning more about Jyotish Shastram, you may consider subscribing to the channel. I would also be interested to know your thoughts or experiences in the comments. Dhanyavadaha.